All right, so going into the Thanksgiving Day matchups in the NFL, the Bears at the Lions kicks off at 10 or 11:30 Central Time. I'm sorry. Chicago is a -3, and over under 38.5, which is pretty reasonable considering both offenses have been like shit. But is Stafford back this week? I haven't seen shit.
I don't think so.
For the Bears to be 5-6, if you're a Chicago fan, you better be lucky that defense is that good. Trubisky, imagine Deshaun Watson being on the board and you take Trubisky.
Trubisky is so bad. So bad.
So, congrats to the fucking people who own the goddamn Bears. These stupid fucks. That shit is unreal.
Matthew Stafford's out.
Out. He is out indefinitely. I know
Jeff Driscoll.
Jeff Driscoll has played good enough to played like shit last week, but I mean, we're not gonna
play good for a backup.
Put it this way, he played good for a backup, but fun fact for that game last week for the Redskins to get their what was it, their second win of the season, he threw an interception to Quentin Dunbar, who was a fucking receiver at Florida when he was there, and he made the switch. He made the switch to DB to get in the NFL. So that's just crazy. It just shows you how much of a small world it is out there. But for Jeff Driscoll to transfer to Louisiana Tech and become a solid backup, he was a backup for the Bengals last year. Played a couple games, and then to be behind Matt Stafford. I mean, he's doing decent.
You know, he's also
doing a backup's role, just trying to keep the team.
He also got injured last game though. He's got a hamstring injury, so he's listed as day-to-day. So
but I like Chicago to cover that 3 points. I'm not gonna say they're gonna come out and just fucking throw up the points because they're definitely not that team. But going Chicago +3 or -3, taking that points.
I can't.
This is gonna be a very fucking low scoring game.
I can't take either team. I'm taking the under for this game. 38.5. But I expect this to be maybe a 20-17 game or something like that. Like maybe not even that much. It's just gonna be low scoring, especially if Jeff Driscoll doesn't play. Detroit's gonna have a hard time scoring. Chicago's already gonna have a hard time scoring just because of how terrible that offense is with Mitchell Trubisky.
And I don't know what's changed from this year to last year. Trubisky looked very good in the offense.
Yeah, especially like late in the season.
In the playoffs, had it not been for that missed field goal to knock them out, who would have known where they would have went? Because they were playing great ball. I'm not sure, but Buffalo is 8-3, and Josh Allen isn't the best quarterback, but that defense is fucking flying around. Buffalo at Cowboys. Cowboys -6.5. Over under is 46.5. And I like the spread in the Cowboys' favor just because it's at Jerry World. But the Cowboys have no wins over a team that's above 500 this season. And last week, they made a push a little too late, but there was 2 tripping calls, one early in the game and the one on the last drive. That was a 4th down and short conversion that they had. And they fucking had a tripping call, which clearly there was 2 of them, but the one that counted the most was when they were trying to make a last-minute drive. In my opinion, I'm a big Dak Prescott fan, but that was not a tripping call. I don't know what the fuck you would call it. The D lineman tripped on his fucking own. I mean, fucking horrible call. I'm not sure what to even think about this game. Other than I think it'll be a defensive battle with Buffalo's defense because they're very good. I will take the under on this game at 46.5. Under 46.5.
I like that too. This game's kind of a toss up for me too. I know that, like you said, Cowboys at home are a good team, and I I feel like on Thanksgiving they almost always win. You know, Ezekiel
They
Elliott
play-
with that turkey leg is always a big picture that in my head.
Yeah, they play very well.
And I think that'll. I mean, I don't know how much of a factor that is, but also when I was researching this, Cowboys are 10-3 straight up in the last 13 games after a loss, and they're 4-1 in the last 5 games against Buffalo. I think they get it done, especially after, you know,
Sloppy game last week.
and I mean, obviously Jerry Jones, he's not happy about how things have been going. I mean, at least that's what he's voicing. We'll see if anything's done about that.
Well, and the thing is, if you're a Cowboys fan, you know, everybody wants to see Jason Garrett gone. He's been there for 10 years, has 2 playoff wins, one with Romo and one with Dak.
Yep.
So fucking, there's really no saving it. I think, now, I think, even if he wins the Super Bowl, if he was winning the Super Bowl, obviously he'll stay, but this is the last year of his contract. So I think that's what Jerry Jones has been waiting on, so he doesn't have to fire his buddy. He can just be like, look, man, you know, we're going to move on from you and let him down easy. Which he should have been gone probably 2 games ago.
yeah.
The team has no trust in him, and I'll be shocked if they win this game. But they're not gelling together as a team. They're not playing as a team like Dak and Zeke's first year in the league. That year was the year they could have went to the Super Bowl as 2 rookies. They just looked like they were flowing. I like Kellen Moore as offensive coordinator. I think he calls great plays. But in the game last weekend against the Patriots, there was 6 minutes left. They were on the Patriot, where they were just outside the 10-yard line. It was like 4th and 7. And they decided to go for a field goal to make it 13-9. I say the best call in that scenario is to take your chances and go for it, because even if you don't, the Patriots are back up inside their own 20.
Yep.
And you're still down by 1 score. But that's why I don't get paid the big bucks. But Jason Garrett definitely needs to be gone. I mean, it's been a long time coming. And Jerry Jones will never fire anybody. He won't.
No.
But that's enough. That's all I got on that.
Especially yes, man.
Aside from your points, I still got the Cowboys outright in this game. Not the points, but I got them outright. I think they'll at least pull it together enough to win this football game on Thanksgiving.
I'm not saying they won't win. I don't think Josh Allen's that great. He just relies on that defense.
Yeah.
That defense is fucking great.
Yeah. I think Cowboys being at home is the big factor.
Yeah. Saints -7 at Atlanta, over under 48.5. Atlanta showed some life and then lost last week to a shitty secondary that
I
the
think
Buccaneers have.
second to last worst in the league.
Yeah, like
31st.
the worst secondary in the league.
Yeah.
Their D line's pretty good, but for them to not do really anything at all was kind of embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
For you to, I cannot believe they let Kyle Shanahan walk away, and obviously it's showing with how the 49. It took them a year or 2, but you know it's there. They shouldn't have paid Devontae Freeman. They should have gave it to Tevin Coleman.
I don't even know about that. It's just, I think Tevin Coleman does so well with just Kyle Shanahan's offense. I mean,
he made Matt Ryan get an MVP.
yeah, exactly. He basically made that Super Bowl run. I didn't realize that.
He made the Super.
Man,
He made the Super Bowl run happen, and then he fucking canceled it out real quick by getting pass happy. All right, well, I'm gonna get off that subject because it pisses me off because they had it in the bag. But
most dangerous school in football.
yeah. So the Falcons upset the Saints last time they played. Believe it or not, at before last week, the Falcons. I don't know if I mentioned it. Had a chance that they won out, and they had and they could still lose one game within the span of the next couple of weeks, and still make the playoffs if a couple things happen. I'm not sure. I hadn't really touched up on that to see if they
I'm
could
pretty
still
sure that
make
was
the playoffs.
only if the Saints like lost out, which
If
they
they-
won. So.
Well, if they lost to Carolina, I think was the big one, and they won.
Yeah.
But I'll have to
Speaking
keep.
of, what a heartbreaker for Carolina. Good grief. They
Oh,
should have
yeah.
won that game.
Yeah, they should have. Drew Brees doing this shit though. I like the point spread. I know they just played each other 2 weeks ago. It's this part of the season where every NFL team plays like just about
Yeah.
back to back of each
Call it
other.
those division games.
Yeah, so it's kind of funky. Everybody don't know what to expect. You can never really tell with the NFL. But Saints -7. I'm gonna take Saints to cover because ATL is going downhill again. I think. Fuck it. Dan Quinn made some good changes. I think it's just time's up. Everybody has there's as a head coach, everybody has their time. There's only a few great coaches in the world who stay at the same team for a while. I think Dan Quinn's time has passed him. I expect him to be gone after this season. Unfortunately, I like Dan Quinn. He's a great coach. But I think he needs to stick to defensive coordinating and not head coaching. But it really killed the whole vibe in Atlanta when Sarkisian showed up.
Yeah.
Because going from a Shanahan style offense to a Sarkisian fucking shit show. But alright, that's the thing. Who you got in that game?
I just got the Saints outright. I mean, yeah, like you said, the Falcons came back down to earth last week, got beat by a not good Tampa Bay team. They're still going to be without Austin Hooper this week. Also, the Saints, last time that they played Atlanta, they had 12 penalties, with 6 of them that gave the Falcons first downs and extended 4 drives on 3rd or 4th down, and I really don't expect that to happen. I expect them to be more disciplined, and I expect them to at least win outright. I think they'll cover too, but my for sure pick is the Saints outright, especially. I mean, they're going to be pissed off after losing.
Boom, yeah.
weeks ago.
Especially them. But the best time to get hot in the NFL is now. Because you got, 3-4 games left regular season. Time to get hot. Playoffs is coming up. It don't matter if you're fucking 500 record or below 500 now. It's time to get hot if you have a chance to make the playoffs. Browns -2 at Steelers. They just played 2 fucking weeks ago. Mason Rudolph got thumped in the fucking head by Myles Garrett.
And now he ain't even going to be starting.
Now he got benched because Devlin Hodges fucking led him to a comeback win against the fucking Bengals. Which, first of all, why are you struggling against the Bengals? Who would have thought the Bengals would have been the worst team in the NFL this year? Not me. I knew it would have been pretty bad, but fucking winless.
Yeah.
Everybody had the Dolphins. I fucking damn sure did.
Yeah, me too.
And the Dolphins hit that little 2-game fucking win streak, son.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Yep.
Solid. But now, Dolphins are back doing their own shit like they usually do, losing. The Browns, I think they fucking win it outright. I'm not going spread, not going over under because the Browns, they fucking won last week, but they won against the fucking Dolphins. Offense looked great. They just aren't in sync to me. They're not in sync like they were last year when Baker took over. They made a couple of pushes late. Baker's still threw an interception last week. Can't turn the ball over if you want to be a playoff team. The Browns can still make the playoffs, but they've got to play more clean football. And I don't think Freddie Kitchens was the answer to go to head coach.
No.
Greg Williams should have been the head coach of that football team after the way he took over last year. After Hugh Jackson got fired, I thought they played well under him. But I'm taking the Browns outright. What you got, Colleen?
You said Baker had an interception last week, but that is only their only one turnover in their last 4 games. So they definitely seen improvement ever since all that talk about Freddie Kitchens and You know,
You sure
He- he's-
you didn't throw an interception against the Steelers?
pretty sure.
Really, because that defense has been fucking surging since they added Mika Fitzpatrick. Where was Mika Fitzpatrick in Miami? Nah, he wasn't in Miami. He was just chilling, which was kind of crazy.
But also, I mean, the Steelers are without Juju and James Conner
Well,
this game,
I'm gonna
and
be
they
honest-
also have the quarterback issues. So
James Conner's out. I get that, but as a fantasy guy who took a gamble and drafted Juju first overall, granted I was like the 10th pick in our fucking draft. I will say that I was like 10th, 8th. I was like, oh shit, no AB, Big Ben throwing the rock to Juju all game long. Big Ben gets hurt like second game of the season, breaks his fucking arm off. Juju has not done shit, so it really doesn't matter if Juju's playing for me. I'm just relying on Dalvin Cook and Josh Jacobs to carry the team, and Russell Wilson. Keep in mind, I need that money. $440, son, payout in this league.
Yep.
Next year will be bigger though.
yeah.
We're trading up next year.
Anyways, I got the Browns covering the 2 points in this game.
All right, so let's go to the Steelers game. Oh boy, I seen 4 INTs. I thought that was Baker for a minute, son. All right, so Colin did fact check. I swear I thought I seen Baker throw an interception in that game. I was wrong. He's been being. I know he should have had
them
some.
big fat toys.
You haven't been showing up with him. So all right, so he didn't throw one against. I know he threw picks against the fucking Patriots. He threw like 3. So 49ers at Ravens. Wow, what a fucking game. Probably the 2 hottest teams right now in the league. This is going to be Lamar Jackson's best defense last week or a couple weeks ago against the Patriots was the best defense he played. In my opinion, if you want to go stats wise, the Patriots were kind of handled that accordingly. Ravens -6, over under 46.5. I think the over under is reasonable, but you never know in the NFL. And I hate that this game's a 12 o'clock game. I wish it was like a 3:25 game. That's
I wish
kind of
they
your
could have
prime
flexed it and
time
put it
game.
towards and could have put it at a night game.
Yeah. Which the night game, the Sunday night game for this week is Patriots and Texans. Solid game. But I wish this 49ers Ravens game was not at 12 because we'll be starting our Friendsgiving then around that time. It doesn't matter. We'll have it on. That's what
Sure.
46.5 is a reasonable spot just because of both defenses. I do think.
Ravens defense has picked it up.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. And then they got Marcus Peters, who he showed up for sure. He was letting the Rams know like fuck y'all for trading me. I like that. And for him to get an interception off Goff in that game, that was good. That was probably sweet revenge for him.
That was the cherry on top. Right
Yeah,
there.
you could. I mean, after the game went to 14-3, or 14-0. This is before they even got a field goal. The Rams did. I went ahead and wrote down all my picks from last week. I had done tallied up my wins and losses. I just went ahead and put a W on the Monday night game because I already knew it was over.
Lamar was 6 for 6 in his 6 drives that he played, and then RG3 came in and I think he scored too. And then it was after that is when they had their first drive where they didn't score or something like that.
Now even if they don't go to the Super Bowl, still a remarkable year, and he has to follow it up.
That's going to be the interesting thing is how his next year.
Yeah, and he's worked on his pocket passing. He's worked on it, and that's what can he be a pocket passer when he needs to be, and he has, and he's looked good doing it. So that's just the thing about the NFL. You've got to repeat it. Jimmy Garoppolo is looking good under Kyle Shanahan, but he's also looked sloppy. Playing in Baltimore at 12 o'clock, it's going to be cold as fuck, I would imagine. I'm going to go Ravens outright only because of Nick Bosa and that D-line. Because I think they'll be able to shut down the run and force Lamar Jackson to stand in the pocket and pass. Now, I think they'll throw plenty of double teams to Nick Bosa, but he's got to. I think it's just too much attention with the linebacking core they got. Personally, I don't know, man. It's kind of a tricky game. I think the Ravens' offensive line is fucking great. You see how they shut down Aaron Donald all night, double teamed them. They threw the double teams perfect, where really Lamar looked not under pressure. I expect Lamar to be more under pressure in this game because this isn't the same Rams team we seen last year. That's why I think this 49ers defense will give Lamar a little bit more issues.
Yeah.
So that's why I like the Ravens outright. I think it's gonna be a close game.
I agree. I had the same pick, Ravens outright. I don't trust picking them on the spread because when I look at them when they played against the Patriots is the best defense they've played stat-wise. Again, we're talking stat-wise. The Patriots defense also hadn't played a single team hardly that like the whole season. They have, but it just wasn't anything like the offense they were about to see in the Ravens. So like they were almost shocked in that game, as good as Lamar and that offense is. But I mean, I think the 49ers defense is especially the way I saw them play last week against Green Bay. When I saw how they played against Green Bay, I was amazed because I thought, maybe the defense was just by the season, how it was playing out, how they had an early bye, and like I thought they were just dragging and just getting tired as the weeks were drawn out, but no, they showed up and they showed out against that Green Bay team, who's, I mean, it's not a cakewalk. I mean, Aaron Rodgers obviously isn't the same this year as he's been in past seasons, but the 49ers defense just looked tremendous in that game.
I just want to take a quick timeout. It just popped up on my screen. I cannot believe Jarvis Landry has more receiving yards than Odell Beckham.
Yep.
I cannot believe that. But, alright, so make your pick real quick on the
So I also got the Ravens outright, not the points, but outright.
Alright, Raiders at Chiefs, real quick. Chiefs -10, over under 51.5. I like the Chiefs -10 because the Raiders last week could make it. They were looking playoff bound, but after last week's game, who the fuck they played? They fucking blew it.
Jets.
Check. Was it Jets? Yeah, the Jets fucking wrecked their world.
34-3.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets' defense is fucking solid. If you see their defense, but it's the fact can the offense click with them, and apparently they obviously did. But I'll take a Chiefs -10.
I got the Chiefs just outright because the only thing that concerns me with this pick, I would say clearly the Chiefs -10, but being right after that bad loss, and they're also in a must-win situation to keep their playoff hopes alive. Not saying they will, but to keep them alive, they have to win this game against the Chiefs. I think maybe they play a little bit better in that game. And I don't know how Kansas City. I think Kansas City's defense has been decent this season. Not anything like too impressive, but not terrible either. So I just got Kansas City outright. I think Oakland will at least give them some trouble, and I don't know that they'll cover the 10 points. I think they should, but I just have them outright for my pick.
And keep in mind, the Chiefs. I know Mahomes missed 2 games this year, but they haven't really looked as dominant as they did last year. But Sunday Night Football, Patriots -3 at Texans. I think that's a reasonable spread in the favor to the Patriots because of their defense. And also, we can't forget the Texans' loss to the fucking Ravens was pretty bad because I'm pretty sure the Texans are coming off a bye, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check that. I'm not 100%.
Oh no, they put it on Thursday night. That's what it was. Last Thursday night.
Oh yeah, that's right. Last Thursday night they played. Because we didn't do a show. You were busy. Yeah. So all right. Well, they won against the Colts, but that was a good bounce back win to the Ravens, and if you're a Texans fan, you can't really feel bad about that Ravens loss after what they just did to the Rams, because the Rams arguably have a player-wise have a better defense than the Texans. But I would like to see the Texans bounce back because this is a playoff caliber team. But Deshaun Watson, man, that offensive line is it's not good. Not good in any form at all, in my opinion. If you watch it, I want to say he got sacked probably 6 or 7 times against the Ravens in that game. It was bad. Every time he dropped back, it seemed like he was on the turf. And they had several 3-and-outs. I know we're talking about a game before the Colts game last week, but still, man, he just don't look comfortable as he used to back there. But I'm gonna go Patriots outright. But I think the Texans get some shit rolling. But keep in mind, I don't believe the Patriots offense is good enough to win a Super Bowl this year. But then again, who's gonna stop them? Besides the Ravens, it's hard to do. Besides Baltimore, but when it comes to playoff time, Brady kind of puts it in another level. But when you're going against the Ravens for the second time, or any team for the
Brady
second
can't
time,
do anything on the bench. That's the problem.
Yeah, and that's why I think they lost.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fucking great point actually, because if you're in Baltimore, you're wanting to stay on the fucking field all game. Especially with the way they run their offense, they do a lot of run.
They can
eats that
they
fuck
can
out of
convert
that clock.
third downs and just keep it rolling.
And that's ultimately, I'm pretty sure, what won them the game against the Pats earlier this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all the offenses are struggling. I got Brady on my fantasy. He's putting up terrible numbers. I mean, he's not doing terrible. He's not like throwing a bunch of picks or having a bunch of turnovers. He's just the Patriots are getting done with their defense, which is the first time we've seen this in so many years.
The Patriots always got a good defense, in my opinion, but this year is top.
This year they're showing out because they kind of have to, as bad as the offense has been playing.
I think they lost. I think personally they lost a deep threat with Chris Hogan. White guy, 15.
Could be, yeah.
Because he was a little deep threat.
Yeah, losing Gronk was huge too.
Oh yeah, for sure. And somehow, as big as that fucking man is, he would always get lost in coverage.
I know.
He'd be wide.
Biggest dude out there, yeah. You can have 3 guys on him and he'd still be bigger than all
he's
of them.
6'8", and you got a DB who's 5'10", trying to tackle a man who's 6'8", 260, and can run a fucking 4.7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, obviously the key matchup in this one is Stephon Gilmore versus DeAndre Hopkins. Gilmore.
If you're a fan of matchups.
Yeah, Gilmore shut down Amari Cooper last week. Amari Cooper had 0 catches. Stephon Gilmore actually had 1 catch for an interception.
Well, I want to touch on that. Cooper wasn't really targeted a whole lot.
He was locked down.
Why
Why target somebody that's not open?
Agreed.
He was targeted twice, but just no catches. Actually, 1 was a pick to Stephon Gilmore.
Now, the catch late in the game that ultimately ended up ending the game as an incompletion on the 4th and long. There's been several catches that I can remember off the top of my head, pro or college, that were similar to that were called catches. As much as that ball did,
I didn't see it honestly. I was doing my research and saw it.
It was clearly juggled, and the ground kind of helped them. But after that tripping call, they should have that fucked up tripping call that they gave the Patriots. They should have just given them the catch.
Okay. Well,
just to even it out and be like, all right, we fucked up. That was the second bullshit tripping call of the game. Which one was in the first quarter, which didn't. Nobody really knows if it would have mattered, but it really didn't. But the second one was a 4th down conversion that they got called back, so it pushed it back to 4th and long, like 4th and 11. Cooper laid out. The conditions didn't really help that game either, man. It really didn't. With the, it was only 40 degrees, but fuck, the wind was blowing. It was wet.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys, like I said, will never be shit with Jason Garrett there.
I think the only way the Patriots win this is if their defense takes care of business. They've only allowed over 14 points in one game this season, and clearly that was to the Ravens when they got blown out.
Which they've seemed to be blowing out everybody.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think, obviously, the Texans' offense isn't anywhere close to the Ravens' offense. So I think the defense, helps them win this game. That's not my pick. My pick is actually going to be the under for this week at 45 because I think that their offense struggles enough that they don't score too many points, and the Texans obviously don't score enough on New England's defense. So under 45 is my pick.
Good pick.
Last game.
Vikings at Seahawks Monday Night Football. Seahawks not so hot last week. They played the Eagles. The Eagles defense. Eagles defense right here. Because the offense is a complete shit show. If it wasn't for the Eagles defense, they would probably be 35 right now. Really, just they keep them in every game, and it seems like
Carson Wentz has struggled.
And Carson Wentz to struggle, but it seems like him and the receivers have no clue what the fucking game plan is.
Yeah.
And you figure it would be half-assed worked out during practice, but it's not. And the Vikings, it's so hard to tell with the Vikings because of who they got at quarterback. Mm-hmm. Kirk Cousins will fucking play his ass off 2 weeks in a row and then show up.
He plays good against terrible teams.
And Russell Wilson was having an MVP season until last week, in my opinion. Because the 49ers game on that, was it Monday night when they played him and he did that come behind win?
Oh, yeah.
And it was a hell of a game. I even got Russell on my fantasy team, and he's been playing lights out until last week. He had his lowest score. He had 13 points last week in fantasy. Not saying that means much as far as the season goes, but they're one game behind in the NFC West standings. So they're just behind the 49ers. So they're sitting at 9-2 playing for a wild card game right now.
Yeah,
in the NFC, which sucks.
Yeah.
To have that good of a record in the NFC and be playing for a wild card spot. So
it's funny because they could literally jump up from a wild card spot to the number one spot in the NFC.
And with the first round bye.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy about the way the NFL does their playoff bracket and all that shit, because it's tough, man. It's tough out there, but the Seahawks -3, the over-unders are 49. Seahawks -3, man. And they're playing at home. The Vikings defense has been up and down, but the biggest thing for me in this game is which Kirk Cousins will show up. Will it be the one who got paid, signed that big deal, or will it be the one who shouldn't have gotten paid that big deal?
I'm about to say, yeah.
I don't think he'll do it consistently enough. Keep in mind, like for instance, we'll fucking click on it real quick. The Vikings, Kirk Cousins this year is only thrown 3 interceptions. Solid. Adam Thielen is actually still questionable. So with him being out, that's still trouble. Jadeveon Clowney's still questionable, but even with him questionable, I still think he would play because it's Clowney. Yeah. Clowney was a great addition to that defense.
Yeah, he was. That defense is doing well.
I'm taking Seahawks outright just because I don't know which Kirk Cousins is going to show up. That's my pick, because Kirk Cousins, the fucking crackhead, could come out, or Kirk Cousins, the MVP, could come out. So I'm going with Seahawks outright.
I think it's going to be Kirk Cousins, the
Craig, yeah.
Because he struggles against good teams, and this Seahawks team, like we talked about, only has 2 losses. You know, two losses, but I mean this is a good Seahawks team. They have literally a potential to be the number 1 seed of the NFC in a matter of 1 week. If, like, say the Saints lost and San Francisco lost, they can jump up to the number 1 spot. Go from a wild card to the number 1 spot. That's just insane. And I just think, you know, the Seahawks had a struggle last week offensively, but they're going back home this week, and they're gonna. I think they'll pick it back up. Vikings. I mean, not only Kirk Cousins, but also the defense has struggled against good teams. They're 1-6 straight up and against the spread in the last 7 games as an underdog, which they are in this case. They're also 2-7 straight up and against the spread in the last 9 games after a bye week, which they just had a bye week. And I just think Kirk Cousins, like you said, he's going to struggle in this game against a good team, and the Seahawks are going to win outright.
Yeah, so NFC playoff picture right now, like we were just talking about, how the Seattle jumps from a number 1 seed to a 5th seed. So it would be first round buys for the NFC right as of this week would be San Francisco at 10-1, New Orleans for the 2nd seed at 9-2. Wild card games would be 6th seed Minnesota at 3rd seed Green Bay, and then 5th seed Seattle 9-2 at 4th seed Dallas. Sitting at 6-5, so that just goes to show you how much divisions play off, you know, in the NFL. It's kind of crazy because all San Francisco has to do is lose 1 more divisional game, and they could be tied up. It's kind of
and Seattle wins the tiebreaker.
Yeah. So it's kind of nuts, man, how it works. But in the AFC, if anybody's wondering, the 1st and 2nd seed. 1st seed is New England. They're sitting at 10-1 with the only loss to the Ravens. 2nd seed Baltimore 9-2, and the surprising 6th seed in the AFC is Pittsburgh. Ever since they traded for Minka Fitzpatrick, man, that defense has been fucking on it, and that's what's been keeping them in a lot of games. Houston, respectable 3rd seed, sitting at 7-4. Buffalo 8-3. Could potentially become a first round bye depending on how it plays out with Baltimore. But as of right now, Buffalo would be at 4 seed. Kansas City at 7-4. Kansas City sitting at 7-4. You know, they lost Mahomes for 2 games. But that's all the blabber we got for this week. I know we drug it the fuck out this week, but I hope y'all all fucking stay and watch a little bit here and there for the most part. But that's all I got. You know, I hope y'all have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family because you never know when they'll be gone. God bless all y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please subscribe. Keep in mind, don't forget about our t-shirts we still got for sale. Go on our Instagram at Let's Be Honest Sports and our Facebook as well. But I'm going to let Colin Skahada close it out, my colleague. Close it out for us, baby.
Yeah, guys, we just appreciate all the support. We ask you to subscribe, tell us, spread the word. Tell your friends, your family, everything. We're trying to grow. We can't do that without you guys. We want y'all to be more interactive. Tell us what we can and can't do, or what we can do and what we can do to do better.
You can't tell us what we can't do.
Yeah, or to tell us like
shit anyway.
Things to do different, or what we're saying. But yeah, we just thank y'all for tuning in. Hopefully this wasn't too drug out. But we'll be back next week, and again, we're trying to grow. So we hope y'all continue to join in, subscribe, like this, tell your friends, comment, and we appreciate everything. And we're out.